Hey guys, I'm Keela, and I was a bully victim for over 2 years in high school and sort of in middle school. It was a really rough time for me, but one of the ways that I got through it was writing about it, and I actually wrote a book about my experiences if you want to check that out sometime. Anyway, I've also had the opportunity to give speeches at different events at high schools and church groups, and um, just tell my story and hope that my experiences can stop something like this from happening to anybody else. Anyway, at one of the church events, I asked the kids to write down questions on note cards. I have some of those here. I can't get to everyone, and so I thought maybe answering some of the questions on YouTube would help, spread the message a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. First question: what would be the first thing to do if you see bullying happening? Well, I would say step in, whether you know the person or not, and it might be kind of embarrassing, but say something because that victim probably feels completely alone in the world and that no one's going to help them. So be that person. How did you wrestle with moving to a new school? Yeah, that was pretty rough, but I had come from such a bad situation that I just knew that my new situation was surely going to be way better. And so I had hope, and I did have a good support system in my family and at church, and so I knew God was going to do something awesome for me. What did you learn about God through this pain? Well, I learned that He had a plan. Um, every day at school, He was my only friend because no one else would talk to me, and so I was just praying constantly all day long, and He got me through it. And because I went through that horrible situation, I made such amazing new friends at my new school and have had so many new experiences and opportunities because of that. And so I know that He let me go through that in order to get me to where I am today. And so I'm very thankful for that, and I know that He's going to get me through everything else because of it. Does it still affect you emotionally? Yeah. Because of that whole issue, I have trust problems. Because the girl that started it all was my best friend at one point. And so the fact that she turned her back on me and got everyone else to do the same makes me really wary about my friendships now. And I don't trust people very easily. Um, Other than that, it helped me emotionally in a positive way as well, because I think I'm a stronger person, and in a roundabout way, I do have more self-confidence because of this. How far should you let a bully go before you tell someone? Not far. I know it's embarrassing and it might be hard to talk to someone, but you can't let them push you around. How do I go from being an innocent bystander to being the light of someone's day? Well, let me tell you. Uh, there was this guy one time that could have very easily just been an innocent bystander and didn't say anything, but he stepped in and made them stop yelling at me and sat next to me while I was crying my eyes out and told me it was going to be okay. And I still to this day remember his name, and I'm very thankful for him for doing that. So just the smallest of things can help, like just sitting next to someone who's upset, or just saying, hey, back off to the bullies, just do something, don't just stand there. How did you remain hopeful that things would get better? My relationship with God was the only thing that got me through it. Obviously, support from my family and other friends helped, but God alone was the only thing that kept me hopeful. What are the different types of bullying? Well, there's physical bullying, which I luckily didn't have too much experience with, a little bit, but not too much. Um, Emotional, mental bullying, which is mostly what I went through. Isolation is kind of in there. I went through that as well. And cyberbullying, which I also experienced. So in this day and age, it's just evolved into so much more than it used to be. The big kid slamming you into a locker, but it's definitely all still hurtful, and I went through all of it. How do you know when you're getting bullied? Well, I actually didn't know until I was at a situation. My parents knew, but I don't think they wanted to say, hey, you're getting bullied, I didn't realize it. I just thought they were being rude. But if anybody is doing something to you that you don't like, that is bullying. The official definition of bullying is any unwanted or aggressive behavior. And so if you don't want something to be happening, bullying. What do you say to people when they are judging others behind their backs near you? Stop it. Do you feel yourself healing from the pain? Yeah. I mean, thanks to, like I said, my support system and my outlet in writing and my amazing God, I have definitely healed. I've already answered that one. As a former victim of bullying myself, I want to know if you ever got violent or aggressive. No, I never did. And I never had the want to either. Actually, for a while, I just let them do what they wanted and I tried to ignore it. But ultimately, the only thing that worked for me was switching schools. And for some people, that's what you got to do. Each situation is different and you can't handle them all the same way. But I will say, don't ever handle it with violence. Are there any specific scriptures that you went to in order to face the bullies on a daily basis? John 16:33. In this world you will have troubles, but take heart, for I have overcome the world.